What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation. It's late at night, and I just did a live stream showing what things I'm gonna have in my online course, what I'm gonna teach, or what I plan to teach in my online course, and I wanted to show you guys what exactly will be in that course. So bear with me. I know the lighting is not great on this video, but if you can see me, that's cool. But what's more important is if you can see what's on the screen right here, okay? Because what I want to do is show you guys what's in the course, and I want you guys in the comments to tell me if I'm missing anything. So just write down in the comments what you want me to include in the course, if it's missing from what I'm getting ready to show you, and I'll make sure I add that to the course if it's not something that's super advanced. Because this first course that I create is going to be for beginners in real estate investing and people that might have, two or three rental properties and want to make sure that they're doing things, um, the most efficient way that they can, and maybe they're ready to go to the next level. But um, I'll have a more advanced course in the future, or I'll go into certain topics that are more advanced topics in a different course. But for this first course, you guys check this out. So let me go ahead and pull up my course outline. So this is sort of like the what do you want to call it? This is what my course school is going to look like. Um, Going to the course, I'm playing around with the pricing. I know a lot of people are going to ask, what am I going to charge for the course? And I'm thinking about having a $199 for the course. And then if you want the course and access to me and my realtor Rich and other real estate professionals within my network for what we call a mastermind group, then that access will be $499 or $497. So you'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to join a mastermind group online. It'll all be facilitated through my website. And you'll be able to participate, ask questions, and sort of like a support group for going through the course and then just being a real estate investor in general. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm not totally sold on that. Some people are telling me I should charge more for the mentoring and more for the course, but I want to start out at a price point where people can afford it. So and then we'll go from there. But anyway, this is sort of like what the course is looking like so far. I'm going to make it look a whole lot nicer and everything. But the main thing is getting down to the curriculum. So let's go through the curriculum. So right now, this is what I have. Tell me if you guys like what I have. Tell me if I need to add some more things or if I should take some things out. Just let me know. But we're going to run through it real quick because I don't want this to be a super long video because I'm more interested in your comments, okay, and your feedback. So here we go. So first thing, of course, what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce myself. We'll have a section called the course introduction, all about me, why I'm qualified to teach the course, a little bit about my background, how I got into investing in real estate. Then, of course, I'm going to go over what I'm going to teach in the course, what you're going to learn, and if I've done my job, basically what knowledge you'll have to be able to be an effective and efficient real estate investor on your way to making millions. Okay, so that's the two sections in the introduction. Then I figured after I gave an introduction, I will go over some tools and resources that you can use as a real estate investor. Okay, so in that section, I'm going to have a list of books that I recommend and why I recommend those books. I'm also going to have recommended YouTube channels from real estate investors that drop knowledge like myself. Also, I'm going to share with you the spreadsheets that I use to evaluate real estate investment opportunities, as well as the spreadsheet I use to manage my own real estate. Then we'll talk a little bit about the tool that I use for managing my net worth, um, and it's called a personal financial statement or a PFS. And this is useful for banks when you're going to talk to banks. They want to know what your profile is as an investor, and I'll share that with you and kind of go over it and explain it. And then I'll share with you the software that I use to manage my properties. And then some of you kind of get multiple properties and you need to manage them with a tool like this. Then we can talk about giving you access to my online real estate software. So that's tools and resources. Then after tools and resources, we're going to jump right into the sections of the course, the knowledge. So section one is what I'm calling building a foundation for success. So basically the things I want you guys to know to get your mind right about investing in real estate. So one will be an example of my own story and my mindset that one man's problems is another man's opportunity. So I'll just give you some history about how I had that mindset, how you should have that mindset as a real estate investor. Also, we'll talk about some principles like taking luck out of the game, which is also in the book that I recommend called The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. So we'll teach some principles from that. I'm going to do 3 case studies at a minimum. One with my friend John S. I don't know if he wants me to share his last name, but I'll do it. He has over 100 properties. He's a real humble guy. I went to high school with him. Some of you guys might have seen the video I did with him when I got the Lamborghini. But he's a really experienced real estate investor. I plan on having an interview with him. I'll also go over my own portfolio and how I grew that and what some of the real numbers are behind my own real estate portfolio. And also, I plan on getting an interview and a case study on my friend Kevin Likens, who's a real estate investor here in Central Ohio and one of the biggest investors in Central Ohio. He's also a developer as well, but a real cool guy who has, I don't know if he's got over 1,000 properties at this point. So section 2 is understanding the game. So I'm basically going to drop my knowledge on you guys, the things that you need to know right up front, like understanding the myths about real estate. So things people talk about that are not really true to kind of discourage people from investing in real estate. Then I'm going to go in and talk about the facts about investing in real estate. Um, can you really become a real estate investor? Looking at all different types of people from all different types of background to give you the confidence that you need to know that you can be successful investing in real estate is just a matter of knowledge. And then I'm going to talk about is real estate a get rich quick scheme and my thoughts on that. So to me, you know, you could actually call real estate doing flips. Some people might call that a get rich quick scheme because you can turn around and make 50 grand or 100 grand or more in a matter of 2 or 3 months doing flips. So it may be the only legitimate get rich quick scheme out there. So we'll talk about the reality of that. And then section 3, different ways to make money investing in real estate. So I want to set the tone right up front to let you guys know that buying and holding or rental properties is one way and doing flips is another way, but there's a few other ways that you can make money investing in real estate. And this course is mostly about rental properties, like buying and holding, that strategy, and also doing fix and flips. But I wanted to do an overview of some of the other ways that you can make money that you might be interested in. So we'll talk about wholesaling, we'll talk about finder's fees or contract flipping, making money with that. We'll talk about fix, flip, and get rich quick. We'll talk about hard money lending or leveraging your cash. So if you've got money, but you don't really want to get into the nitty gritty of a lot of the real estate projects, you could actually become a lender yourself, becoming a real estate developer. And last but not least, rental properties. So buying and holding properties for wealth and building out that millionaire portfolio. Okay. So that's the section 3, different ways to make money investing in real estate. We'll make sure you know about that. You're knowledgeable about that so that you can kind of, know what path you want to go down. And then we'll just get started. Section 4 is getting started. So actually things that you can do when you're ready to start investing in real estate. So you got to determine, in the first lecture will be about, should you fix and flip or should you buy and hold? The next lecture will be, how much money do you need and where do you get it? Can I start investing in real estate with no cash on hand? Using cash versus financing your own deals, establishing banking relationships. So I'm going to teach you, the ins and outs of what you need to do to establish relationships with the banks. Uh, Basically educate you on the typical bank financing terms that you'll see. Hard money loans, using big banks versus small local banks, and finding a good realtor. So these are some of the things that you'll need to do when you're getting ready to invest in real estate. So I'm going to break all of those things down. And mind you, when I got started in real estate, I didn't have this hit list of things that I had to do to get ready to start investing. I just had a little bit of money to invest, and then I just started looking at property. So this is going to kind of get you more prepared than I was to start buying investment properties. So section 5 is kind of getting into the nitty gritty of analyzing your deals, right? So how do we find the real estate properties to purchase? How do we recognize whether or not a property is a good deal? How do we evaluate a deal? Determining what makes a good flip, what makes a good rental. We'll do some case studies on my own properties and analyze my best real estate deals. And then we'll also analyze my worst real estate deals. And then we'll talk about when is it a good time to buy and hold versus a good time to flip. And so this will kind of be some of my experience and some of my philosophy in this area, but I'll also do some research and share that research with you guys as well. And so last but not least, once you've learned how to find the deals, how to evaluate those deals, and you're confident that you found a good one, what do you do next? So I'll talk about those next steps. And that'll kind of be a synopsis of how you put everything together from the previous sections in my course. So section 6 is, let's say you've actually purchased a property and you're ready to get started on a rehab, assuming that it needs rehab. I'm going to educate you on everything you need to know about doing that rehab. Okay, so rehab strategies, rentals versus flips, managing your rehab budget, finding and managing contractors, managing materials for your project, getting your own hands dirty. And so sometimes you might want to save money and do things yourself. And so we'll talk about when does it make sense to do that versus finding a professional. And then, so let's say you study this, you do your rehab, and you're ready to sell the property or rent it out, or maybe you even want to pull some equity out of it now that it's rehab because it's going to have a higher value. So we'll talk about preparing to sell the house versus preparing to rent it. We'll talk about a couple of case studies. So renting out my last property, we'll talk about that. And then the case study of flipping my last property and how, what I had to do to bring that to the market. Also, the cases where you might want to refinance for pulling cash out of a property and then leveraging equity in the property to buy more real estate. So we'll talk about all of those subjects within the section of bringing the product to market. Section 8 is about being a landlord. So pros and cons of being a landlord, using a property manager or not to use a property manager, strategies for drama-free rental income. So managing your tenants and picking good tenants and things of that nature. Also, I'll do a case study with a friend of mine who owned a Section 8 property and his experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then I'll talk about the eviction process. So let's say you get a good tenant, but you don't have to worry about eviction. But if you get a bad tenant, what do you have to do? And should you be worried about it? So it's really not that bad. And I'll kind of share some of my experiences with that. Then section 9 is becoming a millionaire real estate investor, just basically putting everything together, talking about the buy and hold scenario for becoming a millionaire versus the fix and flip scenario for becoming a millionaire. Also, I'll do a case study on myself and how I use these strategies to become a millionaire real estate investor. Also, what to do when the market fluctuates, and then a case study with one of my friends, Sean Smart, who actually um, learned a hard lesson about investing in real estate with some folks that were basically running scams. So I like to get his experience and share that with you guys so that you guys know who to watch out for, what to watch out for, so that you don't get caught by any scams. And so we'll take some of our learnings and save you guys thousands of dollars or ruining your credit by watching out for certain scams. Then we'll just talk about the bottom line and wrap everything up, giving you all of my experience and opening the door to a bright future investing in real estate. And once you buy this course, you'll have access to it for the rest of your life. So any updates I do to the course to make it more relevant, which I plan to do every year, any supplemental lectures or video content that I add to the course, you'll have access to that forever. So it's like once you're in, you're in. You're part of the Motivation Nation. So anyway, that's the course outline. So if you guys think there's something missing that you really want me to cover to get your money's worth, if you invest in this real estate course and everything that I plan on sharing, please let me know in the comments. If you think, whatever you think, just let me know, because I'm really excited about sharing my knowledge. I have not started recording the lectures yet, but I plan on, first of all, putting together my notes and my PowerPoint materials, and then I'm going to start knocking out all of these lectures, and I plan to have the course ready by March 1st. Okay, got a lot of hard work to do, but if I make some millionaire real estate investors out of this course, or if you just flip the few $100 that you spend on this course and you make a few $1,000, then I would say that's a pretty good investment. So I'll be happy to hear about all the success stories. And if I'm doing my job, I like to hear about how you save money by not doing a bad deal, because you got some tools in this course that help you evaluate the deal and realize that maybe it wasn't a good deal. Okay, so let me know in the comments what you think. Appreciate you guys watching this video. I love you guys, and I plan on making some more good videos, and hope you stay tuned. All right, this is Will Motivation. Please follow me on Instagram at Will Motivation. Please subscribe if you have not already, and we'll see you in the next video. Yo, this is Will Motivation. Just wanted to say thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also feel free to share this video with your friends and be a part of the movement. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Holla.